In the blue color, we have got in the winner's round, Tigerboss playing as the blue Oranos. And on the other side, in the red, this is our red Hades. I am Momo. Just like in the campaign, when you play Hades, you go red. Get those red plumes on your hoplites, it's the best look, right? So this is Group 6's winner's round of the Wisdom of Thoth tournament. $1,000 will be on the line, and one of these guys will immediately qualify for the top 16, which is awesome. That's going to be a single elimination side off the bracket, whereas the groups are double elimination. But whoever wins this series, this best of 3, is just going to immediately move on there, whereas the other person has to prove themselves in the elimination round again. For relics, we've got the scales of Catoblepas. Never really bother with that. It's just Myth Unit, Crush Armor. Almost never matters, except in Myth Unit versus Myth Unit fights sometimes, like between Fire Giants and whatnot. Then we've got the Armor of Achilles for Infantry Hack Armor. That's nice. At least that one you get to see a lot. Quick shout out to our website subscribers who are helping keep our project alive. Thank you very much to all of you. If you want to become one, then check out the Twitch About section or YouTube description section. Very much appreciate if you do. Our next goal is to hit $200 a month, and if we do, we're going to start a monthly show match between top players in both of our games, so Age of Mythology and Halo Wars. Should be absolutely sick if we get there. We're actually pretty close, like we're over 150 already. Alright, as for this matchup, Oranos typically likes to raid a lot early on, and Greek is going to have to wall a fair bit. Now the TCs are both double forward here. Like that's very exposed. And Frozen Wastes compounds that, given that you've got all this ice on the side and you can't wall that off. So there's always space for Murmillo and... Murma? What? That's Murmillo and Terma in one, okay. Anyway, Murmillo and Terma should be able to go through the edges very easily. It's definitely tough to play against as the Greek. But as the Greek, when you get to go out there and raid, you also have that same advantage. It's just later in the game. So it's all about getting that Hoplite, Hippicon, that kind of group up and running. And then fighting off the Atlantean Tide, which is just Terma, Murmillo, maybe a little bit of Catapultis in there. And Prometheus gets clicked in. Supposedly we're also gonna see Athena. Oh, it's already earlier. Very nice early advance by Momo for sure. Transferring over to gold. Has 6 on wood. I am going to predict a second town center based on this. Which, as Hades, if you add the Sentinels to it, it could be actually pretty good. I would wager this one is the spot, as at least this way, 3 of the Sentinels will spawn. The forests are really awkward, and they're gonna block one no matter which one you choose. But this one might block 2 Sentinels, which is unacceptable. So get this one instead. There's Hunt behind it, there's a gold mine behind it. It's just better in every regard. As for this Frozen Waste, there's also 2 main gold mines, a medium gold mines at home. So that's very nice. No huge risk of losing out on resources. No Ajax getting made by Momo. He's just very much on point with his macro. A little bit late on the villager transfer, but that's cool. Like, considering that you have these 2 villagers about to dump 20 gold, they could have already been here, but that's fine. Anyway, 7 of them are gonna build up, and the Minotaur is gonna guard. Supposedly when there's 50 gold, there's going to be an Ajax. For the moment, the Promethean Offspring are looking to harass, but the Minotaur more than capable of defending this. There is, as predicted, a military barracks and a counter barracks. So everything's in order with that. Terma Murmillo soon. Promethean Offspring doing what damage they can to the villagers, but it wasn't exactly much. Going to the hunt in the back. As I predicted, 3 sentinels rather than 4. Got some quick walling coming up. I think, did the track rating get fixed? Yes, so they're still not going to be able to hit any Terma. But at least they get to hit the Murmillo. Even the hero ones, however, can dodge. They're fast enough. Yeah, see, nothing's getting hit there. Really awkward to play against Oranos here. The villagers are gonna have to kitchen knife fight. But they have the TC to support, so actually Tigerboss going in a little bit too deep. Gotta say though, it's really good to see him play Oranos again. Guess we're getting to a really serious stage of the tournament where he's not messing around anymore. Chiron's out, that will help a lot against the Terma, as he's got 6 track rating. He'll be able to hit those Terma every time. Got a kill on the Murmillo, and actually the other one, the hero, almost got picked off as well. Chiron can technically chase this, because they are slower than Chiron is. But there's a lot of reinforcements coming, so I guess he didn't want to expose himself too much, which is fair. Not much else going on. This location is the key point on the map right now. Terma goes down. Gotta pull back that Ajax, and I think the Minotaur is actually at risk here. The Terma doing so much damage to it. Loses a Murmillo hero, however. So it wasn't a free kill. Sentinel also trying to help, but misses both shots. Not very good at this. Dude, come on, you missed like 4 shots in a row. Again! He missed again. 6 shots in a row. This Sentinel's been extra useless. Wow. Alright, well, Oranos can dive into this for sure, but at some point you have to pick up that second TC, and around 8 minutes is about the latest you can do it. So I like that Tigerboss went for it a little bit earlier, around 7:30 or something. Still plenty of time on the initial gold mine, and this one gets secured by the manor, which is very nice to see. Overall population count very much in favor of Tigerboss, of course. He's been pumping these military units out non-stop, whereas Momo was more focused on villagers. So 90 versus 60, just about. That's a lot of villagers from Momo, and he hasn't lost many at all. The economy will certainly reward this. Look at that. Suddenly we have a pump of hoplites and hippicons. Sentinel goes down. But better a Sentinel than several villagers. He protect, he attack. Can even put him in a Helipolis on the extended edition. Which is a little busted, to be fair. Anyways, this is a great raid. This is exactly what I meant. The map's fairly exposed, and if you can find spots like this, Momo is gonna benefit a lot from this. Like, it should be fairly easy to get a surround on one of these. That Citizen Hero, I'm not sure. Oh, it can just about slip away, but the Hippicon are fast enough that they can get around it. The path blocking is fantastic. Shockwave has to be used to get rid of the units, but Chiron and Ajax Do not get shockwave. They're heroes. You don't shockwave those. And one citizen goes down this far. Probably need to retreat here as too many Terma, I would say. If it's not going to be a second kill, it's kind of a waste of the army, I have to say. So he's going to restoration it. Which could be pretty good, honestly. Chiron is basically back to full health. It would be great to see Ajax rejoining the fight, and the best thing to do right now is to retreat, as these Terma are gonna have to follow anyway. And by the time they do, there'll be... Oh, wait, we're housed. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Panic, make all the houses. Never gonna happen again. Yeah, that would have been very nice now for Momo if he had been able to make some more units in this process. But because he wasn't able to, together with the berries, the surface area on the Terma is reduced a lot. And they're kind of able to take an awesome fight here. And that's even without medium infantry on the Murmillo, by the way. So like that's pretty nice for Tigerboss as far as this went. He's a Murmillo hero, but it's kind of acceptable. Oh, he ejected the armor of Achilles. Oh no. That would have helped a lot. Too bad he doesn't have it. Anyway, going heroic soon, I guess. Getting an armory up. Wouldn't hurt to at least get shields researched. Terma are just too low in count to one-shot villagers. So the garrisons are gonna save him. Not that one. Alrighty. It's a really nice raid. Forcing the citizens to repair the manor or run. And neither is really a good option. Like, you have to come back to defend this with several Murmillo. And then the Hippocon just run away. Or hell, they even fight the weak ones specifically. I don't think their number is high enough to do that. So running is probably the best option right now. From swooping in and trying to pick off what they can. Feya is almost done. Great news for Tigerboss. So he can very quickly jump to Mythic after. Which is probably what he'll do, just a quick Hecate. Making Cairo Ballista? What? I guess he wants to deal with those hoplites, but there's also Toxotes now. Alright, Burb is the word. And I would say just go fast Mythic here. That's totally fine. Putting down a palace real quick. So we might need a quick shift from food to gold. And a little bit to wood actually, because farms are going to be needed soon. This is the only remaining food source on the map. Well, and these. Bunch of berries. Stealing the Greek player's hunt is very nice all the time, of course. It's exactly what you want to do. You have map control, so you might as well go out there and pick these off. Tigerboss is going to trade away the Terma, knowing that he can soon get better units. And Hecate is coming in. No upgrades as far as I can see, yeah. It's a good location for the raid. Also, a good number of Terma to raid with. Can now go through and harass the berry pickers. What is going on with those farms? At least they're supported by at least this one granary, but still not ideal. Great flank on the Cairo Ballista. Chiron is gonna pick off the bird. Ah, it survives 3 hit points and the Chiron is getting a beating. We got shields for the Greek units now. That will help a little bit against the mass Terma. So far, no upgrades for the Atlantean stuff. Wait, we do have medium Murmillo. That also helps the destroyers. Aphrodite's in, and we're about to... The reason the Atlanteans are going so deep is because they want a good Tartarian gate, and they might get a good one on the temple plus houses. Would be great to see. Ooh, the budget Chimera roaring in the middle of the Terma Ball. That's hurting every single one of them. You rarely get to see such a good one. Anyway, Odysseus is picked off, and the Stymphalian bird at 3 hit points continues. Tartarian Gate is indeed placed on the Temple House combo. Gets even rid of the tower. And Momo is probably just gonna go for it. He doesn't have any heroes to back the villagers up with, so he's gonna lose a lot of them. Even the Hippicon are on the far side of the map. Masons is in for the Tartarian Gate, so it will last a little bit longer. Even the TC trying to help there. But as you can see, the villagers are just dropping left and right. It's a slaughter, really. Oh my goodness. He's losing almost all his farmers. Run to the TC. Meanwhile, Atlanteans can just start making fire siphons here. Tigerboss actually doesn't have a whole lot of wood, so gotta be careful of that. Would love to see him stop the bird spam and instead get a little bit of focus on fire siphons, but he's got a good amount of stuff. Not a whole lot of destroyers. It's just the one, in fact. So it might be still that Momo gets to defend this, but looking at the civilian unit count quick, he just went from 80 villagers to 60. So that's a problem. Hippicon still looking to raid something, but they're just basic Hippicon. They're not upgraded in any way. Momo maxed at 130 population, never got that 30C. He's got 1900 wood, which I'd love to have him see use on something at least, but so far not the case. Chiron should be able to pick off the birds rather than shooting the destroyer. This cavalry raid probably not gonna go too far either. Don't like from Tigerboss that he got 0 siege units out. He could have definitely pressured that TC way better. But I do like the Fanatics. That's a good addition here. The Hoplites can barely handle that. I think they have still only just copper shields. Chiron once again picked off the 3 hit points. Stymphalian Burst still alive. This thing is getting value for days. Spirit is gonna be used. It's pretty close to the front, which could be a risk against the Greek player. But if enough Dryads get made, why not? Just gotta pick off that Achilles. No, the Achilles is getting some free kills there. Some great use of it. Still getting away, oh my goodness. Definitely think that's way too many Murmillo. Artemis is in, so we've got Chimera coming out of Momo now. He's attempted to get that for TC up finally, but the birds, man, the 3 HP bird, the 30 HP bird, Chiron is going to finally take care of them, I hope. The medium cavalry as well. And a bunch of Hippaspis joining the fight, but they're getting wrecked by the Dryad bird and Arcus combination. Okay, there go the birds. Earthquake destroys this somehow, because the protection range of the Hesperides tree is just this tiny. So you just click Earthquake here and it's already not protecting. Very nice snipe there. And now the Chimera can go and do work, find the gold miners or something like that, but it's going to be chased by the Stymphalian bird. Several of them, in fact. Kind of would like to see a Lampades from Tigerboss as well to help deal with it, but I guess birds are more available right now. Fire gets halfway dodged, so this didn't do anything, in fact. And more birds and dryads coming out of Tigerboss, but he kind of can't sustain himself. He's got 2 fire siphons now, but the villagers are intercepting it before anything really happens, and... Oh, Momo is actually going to win. That's crazy. Just economically superior, I suppose, at this point, but does Tigerboss know how close he was to gold starving there? If our Atlantean player had gone 3 TCs, this would have been a very different story, but you can't make much military if you max out on citizens. Like, he was maxed on citizens, on 25 of them. Plus, I guess, the heroes. And that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for army. So you're just kind of gonna get wrecked against Greek if you play it like that. So, game 2, Mediterranean. Tigerboss is going to play as Kronos here in the blue color. And then we've got Momo in the red, going for Zeus. Very strong gods for both sides, really, on Medit. I like these picks. Definitely super solid. Quick dock from both. Looks like our Zeus player is going for pigs. Same for our Atlantean player. There's no hunt nearby to lure in easily. So it's kind of the only choice, really. Do like the quick wood. Oh, is that the house? Trying to come up? Yeah, Momo's gonna make it here instead. So the reason he wanted to make the house close by was that he knows that the Oracle is coming over to deconstruct this dock. That's gonna happen, that's a fact. And Momo wanted to stay close to the dock so his villager doesn't get delayed. Ah, nice garrison. But if that fishing ship had been stuck inside the dock, that would have been a problem. Because then for the duration of the deconstruct, you're not gathering. Anyway. Villager still doesn't have to walk far. But the reason the house was deleted was because later the oracles will come around with the Promethean. And they'll be turned into heroes, and then they'll wreck the house. Doesn't always happen, but when the Greek player has to choose between shooting ships and shooting the land units, they'll probably be choosing the ships, because the ships can destroy each other pretty quickly too. They don't want to give any quarter to the Atlantean player like that. Right, where are the piggies? Looks like Momo is going to have enough. He's positioning them pretty well too. There's not much of a drop-off distance here, which is very nice to see for sure. Our relics for this one are the Ship of Fingernails for some free food per minute, as well as the Tail of Cerberus for some Mythology special attack recharge time reduction. I mean, you're not particularly going to benefit from that too much unless you care for satyrs, I guess. Not gonna have too many minotaurs or too many manticores or medusa even. Greek players only really make Colossus. Maybe a bunch of Scylla. That could happen. So, 6 fishing ships, 2-6. Very equal TCs. And in terms of the gold mines that they protect, I actually kind of like Momo's situation a little bit better. Not by much, just a little bit. Dude, he better get the food soon for Classical. This is starting to be a little worrying as Tigerboss is already clicking up. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. Now he... Hermes? What? What's going on with Hermes, dude? Alright, anyway, the villagers are splitting up very nicely. So, 11 on wood, 5 on gold. We'll need a new drop-off point here, as that's not particularly efficient. Oh, he's just gonna allow that to happen. Okay. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. Like, looking at it, yeah, that's fine. Just enough space for an extra villager in between. It's acceptable. Not that crazy. 3 docks for Atlantean as their ships are cheaper. It's gonna be a hell of a flood, especially considering that Tigerboss has advanced beforehand. Like the quick walling there, trying to protect the villager, but the villager's still coming out of it in the end. And it looks to me like, oh, the bolt is getting used. The dock comes up. Ooh, that was close. Okay, that was really close. Both heroes are getting made from Momo, and now we're going into ships, but the biremes are already rushing across the map. It's going to be a little tough to match their numbers, so the fishing ships are gonna have to retreat into the docks, which will then protect this spot for the moment, but that means that Momo isn't gathering resources, whereas Tigerboss is. So he's gonna fall behind the curve pretty quick. Already lost a villager on land, so that's not good. And then we've got the deconstruct. Ships are remaining within. And one trireme pops out. That's awkward. It'll be very difficult to make this dock now. And ceasefire is gonna have to be used. That makes a lot of sense. Go back to fish. Get the third dock up. Oh, Momo forgot to make villagers. Oh no. That's so easy to do after you make your 2 heroes in the classical age. Oh no. It's kind of devastating right now. Have to always keep an eye on that so that that mistake doesn't happen. As for our Atlantean player, we don't see any upgrades just yet. The spam of biremes continues. Villagers of our Greek player have hand axe at least. Momo's a little bit heavy on wood right this second. This is looking difficult to me. With Tigerboss now having 13 ships to, what, handful? 7? Yeah, I think he can take the fight directly. There's absolutely no problem with that. Just go right away. Triremes can't hold their own, I don't think. 9 of them versus 14? Yeah. Make that 17. The Greek ones are ahead by like 20%. Sorry, if the Atlantis is only ahead by 20%, then it's a much closer fight, of course. And what you really don't want to do is max out as the Atlantean player, because the closer you get to that point, every second that passes, the Greek player will be playing really good in the catch-up situation. Every moment that passes from your max out point, the Greek is closer to matching you in terms of strength. And they don't have to max out themselves. So you want to strike before that happens. Tigerboss getting dangerously close. I think now is the time to attack. Has he not counted ships? Granted, it's difficult to select the enemy fleet as you're managing your own. But it's a very important skill to have, for sure. Very defensive units. The centaur is finally crossing the map. Might find a villager or two, but there is an oracle behind there to kind of defend. Anyway, the big battle finally goes down on the water. And as suspected, the Tigerboss ships are kind of capable of holding their own for the moment, but he's maxed out. This is exactly what you don't want to do, in my opinion. Because now he can't add further ships, and Momo keeps adding further ships. That's the opposite of what should be happening. Should be keeping Momo on a low count. And oh, there come the Pegasus. A little bit of a distraction there. More Pegasus coming in. And this is going to allow Momo to pick off some ships for free. It's kind of working, actually. It's crazy. 16 triremes right this second versus 25 by reams, but they're pretty low. So I think Momo is actually sort of held on water right now. It's getting counterattacked, however, on land, and there's not that much to deal with this. The Oracle's picking off villagers left and right. He's starting to win the naval fight as well a little bit more. But I still think he's going to pull back in the end. A lot of ships are coming into the fight. He's pulling away from the Greek docks, and this is his opportunity to really start wrecking the fleet. Gold mining has been completely denied to Momo, and he doesn't have any resources. Even his wood gatherers are having a really tough time. Jason will be able to hold, however, but another 2 villagers will probably fall. Ship count is still heavily in favor of Tigerboss. He's actually misrallied slightly. Momo is going to have to fall back to the docks and hope for the best. Now that he's cleaned up at home, at least he's got some income. 21 still on wood. But only 6 on gold is not right. You want to maintain a 2-to-1 ratio, considering the cost of the triremes is also 2-to-1. But more or less that works out with the gather rates too. Gold and wood have a pretty similar gather rate if we take a quick look. 1.19 and 1.0 at the moment with pickaxe in. So I suppose you could go a little bit harder on gold than 2-to-1. Maybe add an extra will on gold for the perfect distribution. But you also have to think about the fact that you need to make houses and store houses. So 2-to-1 is about right. 23 ships. I would like to see 3 town centers right now from Tigerboss. He's going to be able to finish this one before Odysseus kills the citizen, methinks. Especially if he adds additional ones. Yeah, that should be good. Would like to see the back TC getting picked up. See Tigerboss's resources. He has enough. Just needs a little food. Jason coming over. So that's a good time to pick up per scene for the fishing ships. After you win water, you typically speaking want to cut back on the ship production and get per scene and instead make fishing ships that will catapult your food economy, and you're gonna be pretty comfortable from there. Like, everything else just kind of follows. Lack of upgrades would be totally offset as well with that. The Byreebs are diving deep. Momo pulling them back very nicely. But still, the numbers are so heavily in favor of Tigerboss. He can take this. Especially if he restarts production, which he did. Greek fleet trying its absolute best, but I just don't think there's enough here. And if you lose twice in a row, you've committed so many resources to only just a little bit of income that it would have been better to get the TC instead. Hell, for the cost of just a bunch of these ships, you could go 2 TCs. That's the crazy part. Of course, once the Atlantean player realizes that, they can flood you on land. But yeah, this is gonna be one for Tigerboss. We're going to the cider match. Map pick will be that of Momo. Let's see what it ends up being. So, game 3 is gonna be Marsh. That was Momo's choice. Tigerboss will be playing as Uranus again. And on the other side, we've got Momo playing as Zeus. This is actually a pretty good Zeus map against Uranus. There's a lot of food around. You can play Athena style. And go for a gold star on the second TC. Could be really interesting to see that. Marsh comes with 4 relics. We've got the Black Lotus for faster farming. The Eye of Horus for extra town center population, which is super strong for late game. We've got the Odin's Wand for temple upgrade reduction, cost reductions. Then we've got the Pelt of Argus for extra unit line of sight. Pretty good stuff. Tigerboss splitting onto 2 different hunt spots. Makes sense getting that hippo in. Good job by Momo as well, chasing away this oracle. Every little bit you can get at the beginning like that is very nice. But I wonder if it's more important to search for pigs. So far, not that many for our Atlantean player. There's a treasure trove of them usually around on Marsh. Maybe not this time. Although I assume Momo's already found some. They spawn with 3. Hunting them boars. And I really like that he's going for the front spot at the beginning, because you can always come back to the main base and then get the deer later when the Atlantean player is all over you. If you happen to go for a second TC, then there's this as well, which is fairly safe. Second gold mine situation is pretty good as well. This less so. It's definitely something that Oranos could deny, however, so we'll keep an eye on that. Oranos' gold mines are fairly spread out too. But some of them should be possible to secure, especially if you have a Sky Passage network in the mid-game. Should be soon time to age up. Tigerboss has the resources, but no temple. Ah. Timing. I'll make one more villager. As for Momo, on temple completion, you should be good to go. Hopefully it will be Athena. That's always making for fun games. Hey, Scorpion Laws is here. Dropping the bits already. Thank you. Much appreciated. Oh! Wait a second. That actually didn't trigger. There we go. Now it did. And he's even gifting subs. Thank you. Wait, that's your own sub. Thank you. That's, what, 5 months? Very nice. Alright, relics being picked up from Momo. Eye of Horus has to be first, of course. We really don't want the Atlantean guy to have that. Especially if they happen to go 4 to 2 TCs on you, which would be very hard, to be fair, but not impossible. Hey, where are you going, Jason? You forgot to drop it off, dude. Don't take it to the Atlantean player, please. Counter barracks and military barracks coming up for Tigerboss. Getting ready for the spams. Athena is almost through. And Odysseus should be popping out immediately. But with Jason having... Oh, what? You didn't put it down again? Dude, your villagers are gonna die. 6 health on this thing. If that one more hit goes through... Oh, 1 hit point. Promethean offstream manages to get the kill. Totally worth it there. And Momo is going for the second TC. Odysseus is out. This should be enough to protect the TC, but that was a little awkward there. If Jason had just been around the whole time, the villager definitely is saved, so... Make sure to click that temple properly, gamers. Nice horn attack. Oracle goes down instantly. He got bullied. Let's see what Tigerboss is up to. We have hand axe for him. But other than that, it's just a good old Terma Murmillo spam. They're not going to be able to deny the TC whatsoever. The villagers have a very easy escape here. Right into the town center, and that should protect them just fine. The town center as well offers a lot of fire support. So I guess the next move is just to go for these boars, and it's like a get-rich-quick scheme, really. Of course, all these Atlantean units should be able to do a number to the Greek ones. Tigerboss going for a very early second TC himself. So I guess this game is gonna hit the brakes for a while. As we're gonna slow down a bit now. Plenty of piggies around at home. No husbandry, so it will take them a while to fatten up, but there's also plenty of hunt around that they have that kind of time. So just pulling back, they really don't want to deal with this. Bunch of kitchen knife attacks coming through, and the TC is doing well too. Don't think the Momo is making hippicons, but he's making hoplites. Given his high hunt income, it should be okay. And he does know about the second TC of Tigerboss happening. Not that he can do anything about it, but it's good to know. It means you don't have to go crazy about your walling and whatever. More and more Murmillos coming through. Tigerboss actually completely stopped making Terma. I wonder what that's all about. Is he gonna go third TC there? He's faking for something, but he's still making Murmillo. Like, he wants to be able to hold his own against hippicons and hoplites, so I guess that's a good way to do it. But then wouldn't you want to add in a bunch of catapulties to completely get rid of the hippicons? Granted, there's only the one. So the Murmillo can more than handle this. They're also not that much worse than hoplites, let's say. 110 health versus 115. 8 DPS, 8 DPS, 34 armor, 34 armor. These guys have more pierce armor, so that's nice. The Murmillo are even faster, so like this is not a bad unit, you know. There's a bigger difference once they get to champion upgrades when the hoplites just have like a lot more health. But the Murmillo of Oranos are not bad. They're pretty speedy. Especially the heroes who go up to 150 health. 9.6 DPS in classical. Otherwise, same armor stats, but 5.28 speed is actually sick. So don't underestimate Murmillos, they're not really worse than hoplites. Extremely close matchup between the two. Alright, the hoplites are gonna look for some damage. They're hungry. I think they're overextending here though, that those Murmillos can surround them, man. This is a bad idea. Tigerboss going for the third TC as predicted. Which I guess will be spotted by the hoplites. But if Tigerboss just clicks ahead of those hoplites with the Murmillo and lets them surround, that should be all that's needed. Oh, he's splitting off too many. Splitting off too many for the raid. That should have been more Murmillo, because now the hoplites kind of outnumber the Murmillo. That's not what you want to do. That's 9 versus 9. But the Murmillo are like half dead, dude. Another Valor comes down. These guys are just playing Ring Around the Rosie. What's going on? Alright. Finally, the Mino gets picked off by the Terma heroes and the Murmillo heroes up front. And this is a much harder fight now. The Greek army has gotten pretty big. I think Tigerboss has gotten too complacent and didn't make enough stuff. So So it's going to be a fairly even trade, which, considering the economic situation, is going to be good for a Greek player. The hoplites are also kind of doing okay in the back, but the Murmillo heroes pulling through, and they'll clean up. There's no granary here for the villas, so they have a long travel time back, and there's more Prometheans coming, as well as medium Murmillo. And we're starting to get to that point where Momo is going to have to go for gold mines. If he had used restoration in the big fight, I suppose he could have done a little bit better. But now he's going to rely on the TC's coverage to save himself. Murmillo know exactly what time it is. After 10 minutes, you really can go out and start looking for gold mines that are not the main. Momo still has some in the main, by the way, so good job with splitting that. Getting some extra time. But yeah, 11 minutes and above is definitely the window where second mine is going to be active 100% of the time. And he's hitting the exact timing to scout it out and get several villager kills. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Tigerboss needed right now to bring this game back in his favor, because if the Greek grows too big, if they get to max out on this heavy classical army and get a good restoration in, I don't really know what Atlantean actually does about it. It's very difficult. You can shockwave it and run away. But what if it happens on your second gold mine? So, farming operations have begun. For our Greek player, there's still 2 water buffalo in the back, by the way. But the piggies are 300 food, that's their maximum, so they've been fully fattened up. Tigerboss is enjoying a almost 400 score lead. Momo better be going to heroic soon, dude, but I don't think he can. He's got 3 TCs just now. He's in a massive amount of trouble with the Toxotes instantly getting picked off by the Terma. So very nice micro there from Tigerboss. Restoration is going to be used, but it's a minuscule army, so Tigerboss is more than happy to just run away from this and not really take any damage. It's a god power gone, dude. That's just what it is. Painful little moment for sure. Momo's going to have to refocus himself onto this gold mine over here, as this side is lost. You have to retreat from this, 100%. Oh god, the shockwave is actually massive. The hoplites are still not medium upgraded, so these medium Murmillo all of a sudden have 121 health on them and 8.8 DPS. Or just 8 DPS and just 115 health. Hell, if you're Tigerboss, I would say you should even get the male upgrade. Oh, he's got heroic. He's won. He's got it. Tigerboss has just made it into the top 16, into the single elimination phase of the bracket. Let's see how he does there. He's certainly one of the top contenders, so would love to see him do well there. As for Momo, he's going to have to fight a little bit more in an elimination match. So maybe he also makes it in, we'll see. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind the scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.